welcome to my country presentation. My name is Eva Charles and I head the Seychelles. So starting off with a brief history of the Seychelles. Seychelles is an archipelago of 115 islands located in the ocean off of the coast of East Africa. The country is famous for its white sand beaches, clear turquoise waters, coral reefs, and unique wildlife. The capital is Victoria. Population is approximately 100,000, which is surprising to me. I thought it was going to be a little bit smaller than that. The official languages is English, French, and Seychelles Creole. So starting off some of the issues for the Seychelles is the societal issues. Wealth inequality. It's really hard to bring in money and work, make a work living for yourself. There's tourism overcrowding because the Seychelles is such a beautiful country. People want to come and visit, and tourism, so it can be really crowded with not even local people but tourists. Limited job opportunities. Again, with the wealth inequality, it's really hard to get a job, and that actually leads to brain drain, which is over there, is when people look elsewhere and go to other countries and move out because there's no, the opportunities for the job is very limited. As well as income inequality. Same thing with the wealth inequality. A lot to do with the money. So with political issues, transparency and accountability, regulatory and bureaucratic challenges. Because the country is so small, they face a lot of challenges in their bureaucracy. A rise in crime rates. It's small islands, so with the limited bureaucracy and the challenges there, crime rates like to increase there. Social protection systems, also a lot of corruption, as well as electoral disputes. Now, getting into economic issues, there are high debt levels, again, because it's such a small country, and they really rely on tourism, and if there's storms and bad weather there, then the tourism is going to be very, less, which will really be a significant economic issue. They're vulnerable to global economic shifts. Over-reliance on tourism, like I said, again, bad weather, anything where tourism can't flourish, then it'll really affect your economic system. Rising national debt, inflation and price volatility, you kind of get that, in any country, as well as migration of skilled labor, again, with the brain drain. So these people who are really skilled, they're going to go elsewhere for those work opportunities. So industrial issues, transportation and connectivity. It's an island, so it's really hard to, or there's made up of a couple islands, but it's really hard to get transportation there, especially if there's those storms or tropical weather. Energy supply, again, kind of difficult to get energy there. It's such a small island. Small scale industries, as well as dependence on imports, can be difficult in the relative to the rest of the world. Getting into the environmental issues, there's environmental vulnerability. Again, with those storms, it really impacts their environment, as well as the tourism. Again, I already kind of mentioned that. Fishing, if the weather is really bad around the island, people are going to be able to take their boats out to go fishing, so that can really affect the environment because that's one of their main sources of food and income around the islands, especially because they're a wide range of tropical fish, as well as agriculture. Small islands, kind of hard to have agriculture there and grow their own stuff. Geographical advantages, vast marine resources, sustainable fisheries, kind of like I said, the tropical fishing. Renewable energy potential, that could be kind of something that they could look into to bring significance to the island, as well as coral reefs and marine life, proximity to key shipping routes. So, looking at the World Happiness Report, they are highly ranked, which makes sense because of how beautiful the island is. So high levels of well-being, robust social support systems, and good environmental conditions, strong sense of community, low corruption, relative to the overall population, in the government, there's going to be corruption anywhere you kind of go, so that's relative to the overall population of the island, as well as beautiful natural environment, which brings in a lot of tourists. So the economic growth, according to the World Bank, so it's 3% from 1961 to 2023. The average is 4.6, and the minimum economic growth rate of change real GDP is negative 11 to 21, which is actually pretty good in terms of percent. Now, interestingly enough, COVID really affected the deaths per million in the Seychelles, but as you can see, it kind of plateaued and stays constant since that's probably about March 2022, so interesting. This is a statistic I found very interesting. Is the death rate per 1,000 people. It's 7%. So 7 per 1,000 people, latest of 2022. That's right. So I just kind of thought that was interesting. Thank you for joining.